The Brandon Peters Show may contain explicit language and detailed plot points. For more information on the show, stay tuned to the end of the episode.
The summer of 2015 at 10.
It is Friday, and of course, time to close out our week with another music video discussion for the summer of 2015 at 10. And returning, award-winning producer, director, writer, owner of LeNoirTour.net, and one of the co-hosts of Two Black Guys Talk Godzilla, Terence Johnson.
Hello.
Hello,
Glad to
welcome
be
back.
back.
Hope your summer's going very well. Glad you wore the same clothes this time.
Yes, always,
sync up.
always willing, always, I'm an outfit repeater.
There we go. All right. So going back to the Monday episode, here are the ones we talked about. If you got any thoughts on them, please, feel free to share now. We talked about Cartel Land. It's a documentary about cartels. And
Yeah, no, I recognize the title, but I didn't see it.
yes. Faith of Our Fathers. It is a dog shit religious movie with Candace Cameron Bure about some guy who finds a note from his dad from Vietnam. It's got Stephen Baldwin in it too, and he goes to find this guy, and he meets his son, and they drive to find out more. It's not good. Magic Mike XXL.
Oh, loved.
So good. So
loved,
good.
loved. Love everything about it.
It's the gas station scene. Amazing.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Because I remember when they announced it, I was like, but how can this be as good as the first? Because I love the first one.
Mm-hmm.
And this one, they sort of traded sort of like the very fascinating character drama that the first one was. And they're like, this is just going to be high energy, fun things with these guys. And I enjoyed every second.
Yeah. It's a high recommend for me. And one of the other music video co-hosts here, she was asking, she was like, do I need to see the first one to see the second one that you're so high on? I'm like, I recommend the first one. It's very good. But the second one is just this incredible road trip that you just, after you see the first movie, you wouldn't be expecting coming. And it's just
definitely.
And it makes for the third one's not bad, makes for a good trilogy. All three wildly different movies.
Yeah.
So yeah. But the big movie from this week, Terminator Genesis.
The words feature length do come to mind when I think about that film. Terminator. I just feel like there's just like limits to how much you can get out of the Terminators.
Right.
And I think even though I enjoyed T3, I think T2 is the limit.
Right, yeah, no. T3 was the stop right there, you guys lucked out, you made a pretty good one. And I realized over time, I don't think I'm a fan of the Terminator series. I just think I like two of the movies a lot. You know, that's the first Terminator is one of my favorite movies ever. And then Terminator 2, I always say, if your favorite, it's what's your favorite Terminator? If you say one or two, you're not wrong. That's fine. But 3's really good. I've defended it for many years. I didn't care for Salvation. I think this one, Genesis, is the worst Terminator movie ever made. And then Dark Fate was yeah.
Yeah, there's only so many times we just can't do the pinging back and forth between, that's what I think is so good about 3. It's kind of okay, now we've reached the point that even though we tried to save everybody, it's no, we were just meant to save this one guy to get us to this point, to put us into history where he could, do all of that. And then afterwards, it's just how many times can Arnold, in some way, shape, or form, CGI or not,
yeah,
be
I did
affected?
think the anime one was kind of cool. That was on Netflix last year. That was kind of cool. That's doing something different with it.
Changing the medium, I think, is good. But yeah,
it's fascinating. People will keep making Terminators. I don't think the public wants them.
They don't care.
And Dark Fate was this. It was they kept having a thing of, this is the real Terminator 3. No, this is the real Terminator 3. No, this is from the Sarah Connor Chronicles through the movies.
Yeah,
we've seen so many Terminator 3s. Just and I hope maybe it changes, but like with Superman movies, I'm like everybody just keeps trying to make the best the third best Superman movie. That keeps happening.
Hmm.
The race here, but we'll see this summer with Superman. Today our song is from Jason Derulo. It's "Want to Want Me."
Hmm.
It's from his fourth album, which is called Everything Is Four. The other two singles or three singles from it were "Try Me," "Cheyenne," and "Get Ugly," and it became Derulo's sixth top 10 hit. Peaked at number 5. Uh, 4 times platinum. This song originally intended for Chris Brown in 2014 for his album X, and Ali Murs, a musician or Murs or whatever, not familiar with him, also recorded a version of it for an album but never released it. And Time Magazine called it the 8th best song of 2015. Where's it fall in the song list for you of 2015, Terrence?
It is wild to think that this was originally meant for Chris Brown. Like I can see it.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe not, just not that Chris Brown album. This would have been a weird song on that record.
Mm-hmm.
It would make my top 10. But it is a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. I think this was pre Cats Jason Derulo, so nobody thought he was as cringy as maybe they find him now. He maybe nearing the peak of his powers
Mm-hmm.
as an artist at this point. But yeah, it's a fun song.
Yeah, this fascinating to me. Like I'm finding all these songs with 2015 are a lot of them are these like producer driven or already laying around pieces of music with
Yeah.
different because we did earlier in the summer Ellie Goulding Love Me Like You Do, and that was intended for Demi Lovato. The one that blew my mind was the See You Again, speaking of Chris Brown, but Wiz Khalifa and Charlie Puth, where the rapper was they brought in Eminem, they brought in 50 Cent, they brought in Tyga, and then the studio was wanting to replace Charlie Puth's vocals with Chris Brown, and then somehow Adele got involved at one point, was going to do it,
Oh
and
my
then
gosh.
yeah, and then he just somehow convinced them just let me sing my damn the
Hmm.
thing I'm putting in. But yeah, there's another instance of this is just one of those laying around and someone finally puts it out, which is crazy. Which this is another good song. Like we talked Walk the Moon, but this one goes into that 80s vibe kind of
Yeah.
um like this kind of feels like that transition of late 80s early 90s type song.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's moving, it's fun. um I can still hear it today. I don't think I ever got tired of this one whenever I'd hear it. But yeah, I'm not very familiar with Jason Derulo either. Like I probably, he's probably somebody I've heard plenty of, and then I'm like, oh, that's him. Okay.
Oh, you've certainly heard a
I've
lot
certainly
of
heard.
Jason Derulo music.
Gotcha. Gotcha. Yeah.
He's very, very popular. And I mean, this sort of, he can sing, he can dance, he's got some sort of flair about him. So it's like,
Hmm.
people are interested. So yeah, you've heard a lot of Jason Derulo music, even when you think you haven't. If you
Right.
went to
That's
a
what I'm.
mall
Yeah.
at any point in time in your life, you've heard
Jason.
Jason Derulo.
Yeah. And this one probably qualifies for one of what I call like the mall store music videos where um they're not like there's no like big story to them,
Hmm.
but you can just imagine them playing on a TV screen while you're shopping in like the Buckle or some store in a mall, which is just
Uh-huh.
meant to help
Like an
helps.
FYE.
Yeah,
Yeah.
FIEs help sell the fashion, help sell the product. Like it's what they kind of feel like to me. So yeah, the video it's directed by Colin Tilley, who's done videos for Lizzo, Busta Rhymes, DJ Khaled, Machine Gun Kelly, Justin Bieber, SZA, Halsey, Megan Thee Stallion, Shawn Mendes, Post Malone, Megan Trainor, Kendrick Lamar, Chris Brown, 50 Cent, and Diddy.
Mm.
Mm. Uh, he
Mm.
he did direct Halsey's "If I Can't Have Love, I Want Power" visual companion to her album that released in select IMAX theaters.
Oh, I didn't even know she did that.
Yeah, I didn't know. I was like, what is this film he directed? It's like 50 some minutes, and it's a visual companion to her album.
Interesting.
So yeah, something to check out. Uh, yeah. So the video features glamour model Tiana Gregory as Derulo's love interest in the video. Uh, it's just basically it's kind of as like a lyrics match the story that whatever story they
Hmm.
have in the video because it's like I'm saying this and the video showing this. I'm saying
Yeah.
one of those here's your guide. Your guide is the lyrics. Um, a lot of heavy petting, rolling around in undergarments. In this one, there's him on a stage singing to a woman.
Uh-huh.
She's going like nuts for it, and there's like debris flying around in
It's
certain places.
weirdly post-apocalyptic.
Yeah,
That's what it felt like to me. I was like,
right.
what?
And then there's a scene where like she's in a tub, and then he comes like 50 Cent at the Super Bowl halftime show hanging under.
Hanging from the ceiling.
Yeah, and then there's like rain happening inside at one point.
Yeah.
Um, yeah. So thoughts on this
Yeah,
video
there's
here?
a lot going on. This is
It's kind of
it's
loaded.
it's the poppy upbeat version of the Behind the Hazel Eyes video. If you've seen the video for Kelly Clarkson's Behind the Hazel Eyes, lots of wind effects, lots of things blowing.
Mhm.
Yeah, it just felt weirdly. I was like, wow, post-apocalyptic. I hadn't seen this music video in ages, and I didn't remember it being like it's like punk but basement but not because it's really bright and colorful. The split screen of them in the different rooms, being able to do, as you mentioned with
Was
the
it a split
lyrics they're
screen or was
saying.
it like a set that
It
had it
might be
like
a
that?
set, but it
I
looks like
couldn't.
it's
Yeah.
yeah, it looks like it's split. I guess this is the time of the giant music video budget for everybody. Because I can only imagine how much this costs production design wise. It's really
This is
there's
one
a
of the more of
lot to look at.
expensive ones from the summer because I was
Yeah.
talking this summer. I've noticed going from 82 to 93 because 82 is the dawn of music video. 93 was like where they figured some things out, and then 2000s was like kind of complacent. And here's where it's like some people put money into it, but a lot don't. And it's like
Yeah.
because it's not a necessity tool of marketing your album anymore. So like unless
Hmm.
you're like Taylor Swift, Gaga, Beyonce, Derulo's putting money in here. Like most of them aren't. They're like just here I am hanging out videos and stuff like that. So
Yeah. This is definitely the budget. The budget is on the screen.
mhm. Yeah,
Um,
because there's
but
like
yeah, it's
tons
fun.
tons of lighting changes
Yes.
here and like sets like that. The one bed has to cost like a fort. Like that headboard is just like wow. What is that? Like like stone? Like
Yeah.
just I mean it's probably foam, but
It could, yeah, it could be, but yeah,
it
I mean,
look
there just is a lot. Like, there's a lot to catch the eye, um, just in every sort of scene and moment. And I was like, yeah, they really they went all out for a song. Sometimes I wouldn't necessarily pair this song with this kind of music video, but
yeah. Yeah, no, I expect this like I didn't expect like sexy time. I mean, like or because this has like the vibe of an Usher video, but like the song feels more like what we talked about, like "Shut Up and Dance." Like it feels
yeah,
more in that, but like fun. But I will say, I like when he's on stage. He's got moves and
oh yeah,
he's
good
got
dancer.
energy. Like yeah, and the way his performing, like yeah, I'm like okay, this guy's a good time. Like he's definitely got an it factor. Like where I wasn't too. It's funny because I'm older and stuff. Like sometimes I discover acts through like Saturday Night Live, and like I didn't
Hmm.
think much of like Bruno Mars, and I saw him on Saturday Night Live. I'm like, okay, this guy's got some stage presence and stuff. So
Yes,
like I get that, I get that now.
live
So
singing, live singing will do that to you.
yeah, well, yeah, no, it's funny, like too, like it, speaking of like, when I was growing up and stuff, like I had friends with bands and stuff in the '90s and whatever, and I go to local shows and see them, and then
Hmm.
I moved to Los Angeles, and I had a lot of friends who were musicians, and going to like their shows, I'm like, holy shit, like. There's a talent bump with like stage presence
Yeah.
and stuff when you go to like watch like the local bands in Los Angeles because like I had a lot of friends they would went to they went to VMI and like there'd be performances there, or like going to like all the different bars, which I thought the bars were cool because of their names and like who had played them before, but they're like, I'm playing Whiskey a Go-Go tonight. I'm like, dude, with a door? You mean where Jim Morrison owned? Like that place? They're like, yeah, if I can play them, you can come if you want. I'm like, yeah, I'm coming. I want to see that place.
Absolutely, yes.
And then you go and it's like this like shit. Oh, but it was like, but there's like history. Like I saw before I got to go to the Viper Room, watch my friend play one time. That was nice. That was nifty and like, yeah. It was weird. Like Zachary Quinto came to see him play, and it was on Heroes at the time, and it was like everybody was like staying away from him because it was like that's the fucking bad guy from the Heroes. Villain. Yeah. It was weird. I was like, did anybody in your band know him? Like, no. He just like came to our show.
Yeah, just there.
He was just there. So, but yeah, it's kind of cool stuff. But. Yeah, Derulo probably plays much bigger venues than that. But yeah, he's definitely, like I said, if he's not at his peak powers yet, he's in this video. He's like certainly on the way. Yeah, which gets him Cats, which Cats is. It's 2019, so it's 4 more years.
Yeah, Cats is. It's tough because like. For as poppy as he is, I do think he takes himself and his craft very seriously. And sometimes when artists do that, the second they fall even a little bit out of favor, it like magnifies that. And so the seriousness, I can still remember he was on some talk show and he was doing like a cat walk as it like he's like, oh, like this is how we walk on cat. And I just remember that thing like this is awkward. This is so awkward and awful. But yeah, he still is. He's very talented.
Don't judge him by cat. Don't judge anybody by maybe.
Don't judge anybody.
Maybe by James Corden judged by cats, but
you can judge him by a lot of other things. So
yeah, that's true. But yeah, wonderful. But that movie is a gift to many people. For maybe not for the reason they intended, but. It's definitely a gift. So, very cool. Well, that'll do it and wrap you up for the summer, Terrence.
Great.
So, maybe you'll be back here. Maybe we'll just hear you on Two Black Guys Talk Godzilla, or we'll do a commentary or something. I'm sure.
Yeah.
On Out Now at some point. But till then, where can people keep up with you?
You can find more of my writing at lenoirauteur.net, LENOIRAUTEUR.net, and on Twitter at Terence B. Johnson.
All right, and I'm on the socials at Brandon4KUHD. You can find more stuff from me on my YouTube channel, which you can watch this if you're on Spotify right now and you're like, I want to see what those guys look like. You can go to the YouTube channel and watch a Zoom upload there because I don't do fancy video stuff with it. So, okay. Monday, Scott, Aaron, and I are back for a 5-film banger that includes Tangerine, Strangerland, Selfless, The Gallows, and Aaron's favorite, Minions. All that and more as the summer of 2015 at 10 continues.
The summer of 2015 at 10.
Thank you for listening. The Brandon Peters Show is a Creative Zombie Studios production. Produced by Brad Shoemaker and Brandon Peters. Written and edited by Brandon Peters. Announcer vocals by Jessica Alsman. Theme song by Metavari. Web design and show art by Brad Shoemaker with Brandon Peters. All music and clips featured in the episode are property of their respective studios and no infringement is intended. Additional information on this and other episodes at BrandonPetersShow.com. For any inquiries, press opportunities, or sponsorship, contact mail at BrandonPetersShow.com. The show is available on Apple Music, Spotify, or anywhere podcasts are found.